Do you have a daily routine that you adhere to? I mean, at least somewhat religiously, or is it just you do whatever it is you feel like doing in a part of the day? This is just a I just like routines, so I always want to ask
Yeah,
people about them.
I should be, and I'm not. If it's a show night, I
Yeah.
have the routine of sitting down a few hours before, spreading everything out on the bed, and just
Hmm.
like and writing that out, writing out my set list, going over it. I always get to shows early,
Hmm.
maybe like sit in the green room and just go over it, just so I have time. I'm not stressed out about that. But other than that, I don't have a necessary like writing routine.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
I should,
No,
but I don't.
it's all right. No, I mean, I don't mean just with writing. Do you look at daily routine? Like, do you get up in the morning and you jog, and then you read, and then you get ready, and then do you have any like routine that way?
Well, right now
Hmm.
with what's going on now with the lockdown,
Yeah.
generally what I do, get up in the morning, go for a walk in the
Hmm.
morning, and then go for a nice long walk, listen to a podcast, just kind of like get some miles in, just listen, come back, have some coffee or something like that, read a little bit,
Hmm.
in behind my apartment, and then that's when I get started with the day, and that's when I get
Okay.
started with
What
writing on
podcast?
whatever.
What podcast are you on right now?
Um, yeah, I go back and forth. Right now, I'm listening to Jimmy Pardo's the Never Not Funny podcast, which I
Okay.
love. My favorite murder is always great. Uh, my my favorite podcast is my a buddy of mine that I met through, I guess, actually Dana Gould from the Dana Gould Hour is. I
Okay.
love the Dana Gould Hour. Favorite pod. That's probably my favorite podcast. Other favorite one is TV guidance counselor Ken
Okay.
Reed,
Okay.
who is I was introduced to him because he was on Dana Gould's podcast, and then
Hmm.
uh, I was a big fan. I was up, and he's a Boston comic. I was up in Boston last year, and I was able to. I was on his.
Oh,
I was a guest
cool.
on TV guidance counselor.
Cool.
It's a he's a he's a stand comic, and he's a TV just savant. Knows everything about television. He owns every episode of the TV Guide, or every issue of the TV Guide from like 1960 till the year
Wow.
2000.
And,
He
and
owns
what
every issue.
what's I want to link your episode to the show notes here. And what so it was TV guidance. That's the name of the podcast.
TV Guidance Counselor.
Counselor. Okay, and I'll just
Yeah.
Google that and Chip Chantry, and then yeah, we'll link that for this as well. Cool, man.
I listen to podcasts, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really not the podcast you would think that I would be listening to. Like not that a black comedian would be listening to. I listen to really deep shit.
What
That but
podcast? What podcast you listen to?
that yeah that I think that really helps my mornings. My favorite one is called Happier,
Okay.
and it's hosted by Gretchen Rubin,
Okay.
who's an author and a psychologist
Okay.
who studies happiness.
Okay.
And it's also hosted by Elizabeth Kraft, who is a TV writer in LA,
Okay.
and Gretchen Rubin's actual sister. They're
Oh.
sisters.
Oh. Okay. Cool.
And so they talk about habit change and happiness and a lot of things that have to do with making yourself more happy, more creative, more productive,
Okay.
and things like that. It's really practical, and it's fun to listen to.
Okay.
I'm a black man in my 20s, and I'm listening to these middle-aged white women in the morning. But hey, I just really like it.
Cool, man. No, it sounds awesome. Any other ones that you want to? Any other podcasts that?
And I also listen to Oprah's Super Soul Sundays.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and that's almost like Happier, but that one's way deeper. It's
Okay.
just that one's it's about what you believe, basically. It's
Mhm.
people talking about what they believe and meditation and just why they believe the things they believe.
Okay.
And I really like that
Yeah.
one. I really like that one. Each episode is really, really deep.
Okay.
And she talks to a lot of philosophical thinkers and authors.
Okay.
I wake up. I go outside. I usually smoke a little bit of weed right away. brush my teeth, pour my coffee, and then I'm off to work.
Okay. So is there any, so you talk about like you wake up, is it often that you wake up and hear about jokes? Or is there or is that just like once in a while and it always leads to brilliance? Or is there, tell me about that.
That's what it's like lightning striking, man. It's like, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's like, it's weird how your subconscious is active, and it really does. Like, I've written bits where it's woken me up, and I put it down, and it's in there. I haven't even touched it since. Like, it's people say that, like, subconsciously artists are always on.
It's weird. That only happens to me for like roast jokes. If I have like a roast, that will get me up in the middle of the night. But I don't get like that shit. But there is like something where like the jokes I'm most proud of, I can't tell you where the punchlines came from. They almost just appear out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'll get up sometime between like 6 and 6:30. I'll come downstairs. Usually I'm the last one awake. Then I'll ask if either of my daughters want to go for the walk with me. Sometimes I'll be nice and ask. A lot of time I'll just sneak out and just say that, like, all right, I'm just going. So, and then just like get a little, maybe mile and a half walk, like nothing big.
Are you listening to something? Are you working on bits in your head, just like in the moment?
I listen to a podcast.
What podcast?
Oh, wow. A lot of different ones. I've got Fresh Air will be a big one. That's like the NPR podcast.
Yep.
I'll listen to Bill Simmons' podcast. I listen to the Rewatchables. I will listen to Conan O'Brien's podcast. Those are probably the biggest ones. Okay. Right there. Sure, there's some other ones that I'm missing, but.
All right.
But yeah.
Okay. So mile to mile and a half. That brings you back to the house around what time then?
So I'll be back in the house maybe by like 7:15 ish, and then like eat some breakfast, watch something on TV quickly with the wife, and then like sit down and work. And
what time are you
just
working?
working in the living room.
What time do you start working?
I'll sit down and get to work by about 7:45.
Okay.
And then I work till like 5, and get up a few times in the middle of the day, do some push-ups and curls just to break things up.
Dude, when I saw, I was like, man, I forgot how jacked Koppel was until I saw like that polo shirt, like just barely able to fit on those biceps there. I was like, geez, I forgot that he was so jacked. So now I know it's the push-ups.
Oh, yeah.
Really nothing much. It's just getting up.
Like around
coffee.
What time do you get up? What time do you get up around?
Depend. I mean, it could be as early as 7:30 to 8 o'clock, or as late as 9 something.
Okay.
But every morning is just make this much coffee and then sit and drink it while I talk to Erin, and because she gets up much earlier than I do. She has a legit job, thank goodness, and chat with her, and then I get into the news and start banging out jokes, and although sometimes it works out that I'll be able to write the 10 jokes for that day and the 10 jokes for the next day, all in one sitting, and that's fun, but then I'll probably write jokes for the day after that, or maybe see something that I like well enough to swap in to the block, and so then I'll push that out, and what would happen, in a non-COVID scenario is I would eat some cereal or something, get changed, and go to the gym. But lately I've been doing the same thing, only instead of going to the gym I go for long walks, and and then come back and chat up Aaron again.
Okay.
Let's see. It's pretty much chaos. It's like, what was it today? I fell asleep at like 3 a.m. last night. I passed on the couch, and then I woke up at like 4:15 a.m. And then I decided to go to my bed, and I was in the bed until about 6:40, and then I couldn't go back to sleep, and I gave up. I watched the rest of the Umbrella Academy episodes. Then I watched some toughest prisons in the world episodes, and then I passed out again around 1 p.m. And then I slept until about 5 p.m. And then I've been up since.
Okay. So is that normally your routine? Like you're trouble sleeping, so you watch a lot of TV, then you just sleep randomly throughout the daytime?
My sleep recently has been chaos the past 2 weeks.
Because of COVID? Like just this weird situation, this weird COVID world?
I don't know.
Oh.
No. Sometimes I just get into a weird sleep funk. I'll be sleeping fine for like months and months, and I'll have like a couple weeks where it's just like all over the place.
Okay.
And like, and then I'll drug myself with NyQuil or something like that, and then like I feel horrible, so I won't do that anymore. And then I basically just give up. I just say, you know what, fuck it, I give up. I'm not going to sit here tossing and turning. I'm just going to watch something on TV until my body tells me to fall asleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm terrible with daily routines, which has made this quarantine pretty, like, on that level, very miserable for me. I know that routines are good for me, but I don't, even if I have a routine, it'll only last a little while, and then I got to switch it up.
Okay.
But I have the way I do it to kind of, like, keep myself comfortable is, like, I would say, like, okay, Wednesday, I'm going to write stand-up or edit this tape. And then, and like I like to do a bunch of different things. So, like, if I'm, working on an animation, I might be like, Monday, I'm going to animate, or Tuesday, I'm going to do storyboards for this and this.
Okay.
Wednesday, I'm going to write stand-up, but when I do write, I have a system. I just don't plug that into, like, 9 a.m.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. All right.
I think it's helpful to have, like, things that kind of trigger your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to motivate you.
It's fun to tell your brain.
Yeah.
Actually, I made a joke about this, but it's 100% true. I bought a work apron off of Amazon.
Okay.
Show it to you.
Awesome.
Right? So, like,
Yeah.
when I'm, like, real busy, when I, like, have something done, I'll put that on.
It's like
I have, like, pencils in there, and I'm like, and it's like my brain goes like, we're working right now. And my fiance sees me come out of the office with it on. She's like, he's working, and you know what I mean? So it's like,
that's awesome.
You have to have your designated triggers for your brain to tell you.
I like it.
Tell your body.
I like the work apron.
Man, I am like clockwork. I am OCD.
I swear to God, he is. You could time your entire morning based on what Jeremy's doing. It's amazing.
5 a.m. wake up. 5 a.m. One day a week, I'll change that to 4 a.m. if I have to drive down to DC.
Okay.
If it's not DC day, I wake up at 5 a.m. I go downstairs. I have coffee. The cats are screaming at me because they want to go. They want to have breakfast. They can't have breakfast till I have at least a couple sips of coffee.
What kind of coffee? What kind of coffee is it?
Actually, we just changed. We were doing K-Cups and we were doing flavored coffees like Wild Mountain Blueberry, Hazelnut. Okay. She got me into these flavored coffees. But her mom, as a gift, bought us one of these machines that does K-Cups and pots.
Okay.
So now we've got a whole pot of like hazelnut flavored coffee. And so and you can set the timer. It's awesome. So I wake up and the coffee's freshly brewed. So it's great. So that in black, no sugar, no cream, in case that was going to be a question.
I like it.
So once I have a couple sips, I feed the cats. They stop screaming. Then I go and read the news. Right? I want to see what's going on in the world. I go to bed at 10 p.m. A lot has happened since 10 p.m. I was dead, especially this year. And then once that coffee's really kicking, then I'll go upstairs. We have a 4-month-old puppy. So I'll go upstairs. I'll get the puppy out of the bedroom so Missy can continue sleeping, and I'll make sure she's in the bathroom. Then I send the puppy back upstairs. Then I go back downstairs and I check all of my bank accounts, my credit card statements, and I do this every day just to make sure.
Every day.
Make sure there's
No
nothing
variation.
illegitimate on there.
No variation.
Make sure I'm
Every
still on
day.
track to keep our house.
Every day.
Every day, and that's it. That's my morning routine.
Okay.
And I somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Wait, what was I going to ask you? Something you said, and I was going to. Oh crap! I should have written it down. Damn it! I had a question about something between the coffee. Oh, the news. The news. You're religious on the news. If something you said, I keep out of politics. If something funny is on the news, or you have something that hits you that could be funny on the news, does that get in a stand up, or is it like I'm just going to tell Missy, and that's all the further that needs to go?
No, it can go onto social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind putting something on social media that I see in the news. It will definitely go to Missy. And we have a couple friends that we keep a group chat with. I'll send it to the group.
Okay.
Make it into my comedy. It has to really have to do with something that I talk about.
Okay.
Chances of that done, but
Okay.
yeah, it can.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you
that
off.
was it.
I was gonna say, Missy, do you have a routine as well, or is it just observing Jeremy's routine?
Well, I was about to say, my routine is very loosey-goosey compared to Jeremy's. You got to remember, I spent years regimented as a teacher and a mom, right?
Yeah.
Both of those things are over. So I take my morning relaxation very seriously. And sometimes I'll wake up very early with Jeremy. So when he's downstairs, I'll message him to bring me coffee in bed, because I like to have a cup of black coffee. And I'll just stay in bed, and I'll turn on Criminal Minds in the morning and just lay there and watch it till because the dogs, after he's let them out, they're ready to relax. And then I'll meander downstairs, and then I'll have more coffee, and then I sit on the couch for an indeterminate amount of time. And that's what it can be.
Basically, I take care of business. She does whatever the hell.
I do whatever I want to do. I'm barely dressed. I will sit on the couch sometimes for 3 hours.
This is fact.
I'm not exaggerating. Like,
Is that the couch? Am I looking at the couch here?
Yeah, no, it's a couch in the other room.
Oh, okay.
We're in my studio.
Okay.
But yeah, no, and I will just sit there and I'll play with the dogs. Sometimes I'll eat, I'll check email, then I'll watch some more TV. Sometimes I'll go back to sleep for a while.
The life of a professional comedian at the pandemic is just
Yeah, a professional comedian is bringing in nothing. Let's be clear, I'm adding nothing to his financial stress in the morning.
She has students. She teaches students.
I do teach some
Okay.
students, virtual students. I have 2 students in New York and stuff, so I'm trying
That's
to
cool.
build up that. But
What is that?
yes,
Is that through your website? Can they get
what I do is I've got a flyer. I've got to put it on my website. But I teach voice acting, and I'm teaching stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I have some people that want to try an open mic, so I'm going through not the way I did stand up. I'm going through like the step by steps of show creation and stuff as you would read about it. And I teach voice lesson, which I found out is easier to do virtually than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Okay.
Acting, yeah. So I've been doing that, but pretty much I am a morning slug, and it really doesn't improve that much throughout the day. I clean a lot.
Am I supposed to be honest here?
Yeah, no, I'm very well aware of how I am.
She doesn't jack.
Our house, the one thing I do, I'm obsessed with a clean house, so our house is always clean.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, she keeps it very clean.
But I won't shower or brush my own teeth. Like, I'm disgusting.
I'm
He's
super-
living basically with a frat guy who likes to clean.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming an ex-drummer isn't the most tidiest person in the entire world.
I'm very tight.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, but that came with sobriety. I didn't.
Okay. All right, cool.
Well, here's what I do. I sit up on the edge of the bed because that's where I pay. I have this foot roller. It's like 3 rollers, textured rollers. And I sit there and I roll my feet out.
What time are we talking? Like, what time do you get up?
Well, with this state of game, it's usually morning hours, anytime between 7 and 9.
Okay.
I roll out my feet. I get up, go to the bathroom, then I brush my teeth, wash my mouth out. That is as routine as it goes. Because then once I leave that, sometimes I'm in a rush to go somewhere. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take a morning shower. I mean, sometimes I've showered at night, so there's no need for a morning shower. But the most routine thing I do every morning is, and then the script changes. I get out of bed, I roll my feet for about 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds. I go to the bathroom and I brush my teeth and wash my mouth. After that, the script can change, but that is a part of everything in the morning. I feel that the rolling of the feet kind of like stimulates things and wakes me up. So,
all right, hey, I like it. Thank you. What?
Okay, I always click on like whatever pops up on like YouTube. I'll do like a little motivational thing just to kind of get me like going for the day in the right headspace. Just makes me feel good. Whatever kind of pops up. Outside of that, it's I drink an energy drink and then ready to rock and roll.